3 on the inside, it's Stephen Danielson out of Corpus Christi, Texas, driving the 13 machine. Alongside him in the 15D, it's Jamie Deere. Starting all by himself, shotgun in row number 4, driving the 46 machine. It's going to be Chris Vincent out of Corpus Christi. The lights are out. 7 cars the field, 8 laps the distance, ladies and gentlemen. We're going green right now. And Ward, with a great jump off the inside, leads the field down into turn number 1. Looks like Joshua Sewell going to settle into that second spot. Robert Danielson snakes his way around into third position. We're side by side for fourth down the back chute. Jamie Deere going to win the drag race into turn number 3. A little bit of bump and grind there from Joshua Sewell on to Sean Ward. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Ward leads lap number 1. Back into turn 1, down to the bottom of the racetrack. He and Joshua Sewell shaping up to have a good battle for that top position. You can see Ward maintaining about a half a car length between the two, and Sewell drives it in deep into turn 3. Maybe another little shot in the shorts there. I don't think anything intentional. That's just good hard racing right there, folks. Third spot, Robert Danielson, probably with the best seat in the house right now in the number 8 machine, trying to snake his way underneath Joshua Sewell for the second position. Not going to be able to make it happen. Still single file down the backstretch. Sewell once again looking to the inside in turns 3 and 4. Not going to be enough. Ward leads lap number 3. Sewell still in the second spot of the 38 machine, right on the bumper of the 889, and Ward gaps him just a little bit down the backstretch out of turn number 2. Sewell driving the car in just a little bit deeper this time, about a lane off the bottom. Still not enough. The 889 just wide enough that Sewell cannot find a way around. Here's where it's going to get interesting. Chris Vincent going to go a lap down. The rest of the cars going to go around him on the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4 cars get clear. Vincent holding his line on the bottom of the racetrack. Good job by the driver of the 46 machine. Still Sean Ward nose to tail with Joshua Sewell. You can just about throw a blanket over him as we go into turn number 1. Sewell once again with a good look to the inside, but the car washes wide, and Josh loses a lot of ground that time around, nearly a full car length, maybe a car length and a half going into turn 3. Still Ward out front, going to be coming to, I believe, 4 down, maybe 5 this time by. Sewell still second, Robert Danielson third. The battle on the racetrack right now looks to be for 5th spot. Stephen Danielson trying to get underneath Trice Hermes. White flag going to be in the air this time around. 7 down, 1 to go for Sean Ward. By about a half a straightaway that time around. I think barring catastrophe, this one might be Ward's heat race to lose. The car real snug that time, though. Good drag race down the back chute for second. Robert Danielson with a look to the inside. Not gonna make it happen coming into turn number 3. The checker flag going to be out. The win will go to Sean Ward in the 889. Sewell will be second at 38. Robert Danielson will be third. Then it's Jamie Deere, Trice Hermes, Stephen Danielson, and Chris Vincent rounding out the field. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Make some noise. Driving the 889 machine, WW and Body sponsored entry, Mr. Sean Ward, picking up the win in heat race number 1. Ward sponsored entry. And alongside him in the 127, it's going to be Mr. Jerry Walters. On the third row inside, the 2X is Zach Courtney, and the 4 machine is Kyle Carter out of Huffman, Texas. Green flag going to come out this time out of 4. We are back underway. And a good run off the outside. James Parks leads the field into turn number 1. Bobby Jack tucks into second. Jerry Walters got a good run off the outside of row 2. He is edging Hector Aguirre into turn number 3. He's going to hang on to that third spot coming into the third turn. Aguirre down on the bottom of the racetrack. Out of 4, not going to be enough. Parks leads lap number 1. Then it's Jack, Walters, Aguirre, Carter, and Courtney. Jerry Walters with a good run through turns 1 and 2. That time it's a drag race again down the backstretch. He'll win this one too. On the bottom of the track into turn 3. Going to take over the second spot. Slides Bobby Jack up the track a little bit. He'll take over the runner-up position by a wheel at the line. Jack not letting him get away with it. They're side by side through turns 1 and 2. That's good stock car racing right there, ladies and gentlemen. Walters once again winning the race down the back chute into 3. A little bit of rubbing going on there, I do believe. Walters trying to slide Bobby Jack up the racetrack just a little bit. Takes the line and the spot coming under 4. Bobby Jack back to third. Hector Aguirre now trying to close the gap in the 115 machine. The same Ford-sponsored entry. Gets a little bit crossways through turns 1 and 2. Loses a little bit of ground. Now we're single file. Parks walking away with this thing out front. A 33 JP, nearly a straightaway advantage over heat race number 2. Parks leads the field into turn 3 once again. Almost a straightaway advantage. The 33 JP just on a rail. Looking for some redemption after last night. The car going away on him during the feature. Chalking up a DNF on the first race of the season. James Parks hungry tonight. We got a good move on the bottom of turn 2 for 4th on the racetrack. Kyle Carter looking to the inside of Aguirre, coming to turn number 3. There's a little bit of door rubbing going on there. Once again, don't see anything wrong with that tonight. That's what side panels are for. Carter makes the move, takes over 4th spot down the front chute into turn number 1. Aguirre trying to battle back. Don't think it's going to be enough this time out of turn 2. White flag going to be in the air this time by James Parks. Out front with one more lap to go. Walter still in second. Then it's Bobby Jack, Kyle Carter, Hector Aguirre, and Zachary Courtney rounding out the field. About a half a lap to go for your leader, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty much in his own time zone right now. Through 3 and 4, cruise control on the way out. The checker flag waves. James Parks going to take the win in the 33 JP. Second spot going to be Jerry Walters in the 127. And it's Bobby Jack, Kyle Carter, Hector Aguirre, and Zachary Courtney rounding out the field. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, give it up for the 33 JP of Mr. James Parks, taking the win in heat race number 2. Homeka and Maklachek pacing the field through turn number 3 for the final time. The green flag about to come out. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Heat race number 1. Pro Limited Modifieds underway. And a good start off the bottom for Tom Homeka out of turn number 4. But we're side by side going into turn 1. The car a little bit snug on the entry. Here comes Maklachek around the outside. Takes the lead out of turn number 2. Marcus Maklachek to the top spot. 3 wide coming into turn 3. It's Heffling on the bottom. Caleb Hudgens in the middle, and Chuck Perry way up top going to get 2 spots taken away from him. Max Callis now looking to the inside in the 148. That's for 5th spot on the racetrack. Your leader still Maklachek in the 03. Homeka sitting in 2nd spot in the 16 machine. The Myersville Rocket, Showtime, Shane Heffling in 3rd spot right now in the 89C machine. He's battling with Caleb Hudgens for that 3rd spot. We're nearly 3 wide out of turn number 4. 5, 6, and 7 on the racetrack right now. Pretty much one of the best battles you can see. Here comes Callis underneath for that 5th spot. Max Callis going to make the move out of turn number 2. Wins the drag race down the back chute into 3, but the car very snug on the entry. Having to pedal it through the corner. You can see Callis saw on the wheel in the cockpit of the 148 car. Chuck Perry going to try to make the move on the outside, but Callis got the dig off the bottom of turn number 2. They're side by side into turn 3. And we're door to door now for 3rd spot, out of turn 4. Caleb Hudgens looking to the inside of the 89C. Shane Heffling now looking to the inside of Homeka in the 16 machine. Meanwhile, Marcus Maklachek laid the keys on the front desk and has checked out on the remainder of the field. Nearly a straightaway ahead as Heffling gets crossways in turn 4. Hudgens has to get on the binders to avoid contact. That's 3rd and 4th on the racetrack. Marcus Maklachek just on cruise control right now, coming out of turn number 4. One more lap in the books. Homeka in 2nd spot. Then it's Heffling, Hudgens, Callis, Perry, and Head. The remainder of the field. Going to be coming to the 1 to go. The white flag going to be in the air this time out of turn number 4 for your leader, Marcus Maklachek. A young driver out of Corpus Christi, Texas, with a straightaway plus advantage over Homeka in 2nd spot. Shane Heffling in 3rd. Caleb Hudgens still hanging on to that 4th position, coming in 2nd last night in your feature. Checkered flag in the air. Marcus Maklachek going to win heat race number 1. 2nd spot going to be Tom Homeka in the 16. Then it's going to be Shane Heffling in the 89C, Caleb Hudgens in the 10 car, and the top 5 going to be rounded out with Max Callis. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Marcus Maklachek taking the win in the 03 in heat race number 1. Corpus Christi driving the 184 machine. Tanner Whitmire inside of row number 2 alongside Ray Shulman, David Shurey, Dustin Butcher, row number 3, and Hunter Flanagan by himself in row number 4. We're going green for 8 laps this time out of turn 4. Green flag is out. We're 3 wide at the stripe with Whitmire all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. Going to snake around and take the lead out of turn number 2, but no. Rye battling back on the outside. We're 3 wide in the back of the pack. David Shurey on the bottom. Hunter Flanagan right through the middle. Going to pick up 2 spots coming into turn 3. Tanner Whitmire side by side with Brian Rye. He'll lead lap number 1. Rye in 2nd. Flanagan from 7th to 3rd in 1 lap. going to sneak around Joel Garcia at the bottom of turn number 2. Ray Shulman, David Shurey, and Dustin Butcher. That's 5, 6, and 7 on the racetrack. Battling around in the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Tanner Whitmire once again walking the dog on him here tonight. Your leader right now with 2 laps in the books. Brian Rye in second spot. Hunter Flanagan settling nicely into that third position at the moment. Joel Garcia trying to close the gap coming into turn number 3. Not going to happen. Flanagan closes the gap on Rye for second, but Garcia with a good run in turn number 4. Right up alongside the rear bumper down the front stretch into turn number 1. Tanner Whitmire stretching it out down the back stretch. Almost a straightaway advantage over Brian Rye. Flanagan now to the inside out of 4. Give him the second spot off the exit. Rye trying his best to battle back around the outside, but Flanagan with the spot at the stripe and into turn number 1. Rye forced up to the top side of the racetrack, has to get off the gas. Flanagan goes around to the bottom of turn number 2. Hunter Flanagan, quite possibly the fastest car on the racetrack. Problems for the 184. Rye all kinds of out of shape through turns 3 and 4. Going to lose 2 spots down the front chute. Rye sticking to the top side of the racetrack. I think he might be calling it a day here in heat race number 2. Gonna make the hard right turn off the speedway. Whitmire, your leader. Flanagan in second. Problems for Garcia in the 23 machine. He goes from third to the back. Flanagan trying to close the gap on the 101 machine, but the white flag gonna come out. The lap's ticking away. 1 to go for Tanner Whitmire. Flanagan in much better form than last night. The 58C on a rail worked his way up from 7th to 2nd, and barring catastrophe, I think that's where he'll be. Whitmire, one more set of corners into turn 3 out of turn 4 for the final time. Yeah, the checkered flag gonna wave. Tanner Whitmire with the win. Hunter Flanagan in second. David Shurey going to come across the line in third, then it'll be 4th is Ray Shulman. 5th will be Dustin Butcher, and Joel Garcia going to round out the field in 6th. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, dominating here this weekend. Give it up for the 101 of Mr. Tanner Whitmire. Owen and Edward Oaks, row number 3, the final heat race of the night. Final heat race of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, about to take the green flag out of turn number 4. Chris Rye, Michael Brown going to lead him to it. A good jump off the bottom for Rye in the $4 car. The green flag is out. We're underway. Look at Cody Leonard picking up a spot right off the get-go, settles into that second position. Michael Pesic on the outside, the 174, tucks back down in the line for third. Edward Oaks looking to capitalize on the mistake by Michael Brown on the get-go. Oaks picks up 2 spots. He's up to 4th. 1 lap in the books. It's Chris Rye out front. Cody Leonard in second. Michael Pesic third. Edward Oaks in 4th. 5th spot is J.R. Owen right now. Here comes Oaks on the bottom of the racetrack. Takes over third from Michael Pesic out of 2. Edward Oaks with a bonsai move at the bottom of turn number 2 to pick up that 3rd spot. Michael Pesic fighting an ill-handling race car right now out of turn 4. Back up front, it's Chris Rye and Cody Leonard. Leonard looking to the bottom of turn 2. You can see a little bit of rub there. Leonard now, a little bump in the back, coming into turn number 3. Trying to make it work off the bottom of 4. Leonard side by side with Rye down the front stretch. Cody Leonard with the preferred line slings the 12 machine into turn number 1. The young driver out of Sinton, Texas, gonna take the lead out of turn 2. Into 3, it's Leonard. Now with the top spot, Chris Rye coming under fire from Edward Oaks. Oaks, the man on the move, started dead last in heat race number 3. Oaks looking to the bottom of turn 1, couldn't quite make it happen, but look at the dig out of 2. Oaks with a great run down the back chute into turn number 3. Side by side with Rye for second. He'll make the move out of 4. Give the runner-up spot to the Cuero, Texas driver, Edward Oaks, up to second. Gets another fantastic run out of turn number 2, but it's a big gap up to the front. The laps are ticking away. The white flag in Kevin's hands. It'll be coming out next time. 6 down and 2 to go. Oaks closing the gap quickly, but I'm not sure he's got enough time to catch up to Leonard and take the top spot. Almost a half a straightaway, and yes, the white flag going to be in the air this time by the young man out of Sinton, Texas. Cody Leonard with 1 to go here at South Texas Speedway. Oaks in second, Rye is third, then it's Owen, Pesic, and Brown, the remainder of the field. Down the back chute for the final time into turn number 3, Cody Leonard. One more set of corners. You're all by yourself out there, Cody. In the 12 car, he'll take the win. Edward Oaks in second. Chris Rye is third. J.R. Owen finishes in fourth. Michael Pesic fifth, and Michael Brown going to round out the field in sixth. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the young driver out of Sinton, Texas, Mr. Cody Leonard, taking the win in heat race number 3. Danielson picking up the pace. The green flag is out. We're underway with the Pure Stock feature, ladies and gentlemen, and a good run off the bottom out of turn number 4. But here comes Sean Ward around the outside. Side by side, door to door through turns 1 and 2. Ward makes a great move off the outside, picks up the lead going down the back chute. Danielson still on the bottom. Ward doesn't quite have him cleared, giving him plenty of room off the bottom, but it's going to be Ward leading lap number 1. Danielson in second. Third is Jamie Deere, and then we're 3 wide with Bobby Jack, James Parks, and Kyle Carter in the number 4 machine. They're still 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. Down the backstretch, Parks going to pick up 1, possibly 2 spots. Now we're 3 wide again with Sewell, Jack, and Walters. And now it's Sewell, Jack, and Carter down the front chute. Still 3 wide in the turn number 1. Sean Ward still your leader. Robert Danielson in second spot. Jamie Deere is third, but those 3 are nose to tail, 2, 3, and 4 on the racetrack. It's Danielson, Deere, and Parks, second, third, and fourth. Nearly 3 wide of the turn 4 once again. You'd think these guys were out there for $3,000 tonight. They're putting on a show early on in the Pure Stock main event. 2 in the books and 16 to go. Sean Ward checking out on the field. The 889 machine looking to go 2 for 2. We got a yellow flag on the racetrack. Problems in turn 2. In the books, 15 laps to go. The green flag going to come out this time out of turn 4. The lights are out on the backstretch. Green flag is out, folks. We're back underway with the Pure Stock main event. Sean Ward leads them into turn number 1. James Parks tucks into the second spot. Then it's Jamie Deere. Joshua Sewell, there's a little bit of contact. Joshua Sewell trying to tuck into line, but instead he's going to take away third spot from Jamie Deere down the backstretch. Here comes Carter. Kyle Carter driving for KMO Music on the inside in the 4 machine. Side by side now with Jamie Deere. That's the battle for 4th. And here comes another side by side battle into turn number 1. Jerry Walters and Hector Aguirre. The 127 on the inside. That's for 6th on the track. Kyle Carter to the inside of Jamie Deere once again in turn number 3. Side by side, door to door through turn number 4. Sean Ward still your leader, but he's got his hands full right now with James Parks, the 33 JP. A little bit of bumper tag going into turn number 1. Sean Ward trying to stretch it out down the backstretch into 3. There's another little shot to the rear bumper. Not too much, just a little bit of a nudge. Ward's got to know he's there. Nose to tail through turn number 1. Still Sean Ward out front. James Parks in second. Joshua Sewell now up to third. Kyle Carter in fourth. Jerry Walters rounds out the top 5. Jamie Deere has slipped back to 6th. Hector Aguirre in 7th. And it's Bobby Jack, Stephen Danielson, Zachary Courtney, Trice Hermes, and Chris Vincent. Back up front, it's still Sean Ward by about a car length over James Parks. We've got a good side-by-side battle for 3rd coming into turn number 3. Kyle Carter down on the bottom of the racetrack. Carter has been making his way slowly through the field. Going to pick off another one. He'll take the spot out of 4, but Sewell battling back on the outside of the racetrack. Not going to let it go without a fight. Back up front, we're bumper to bumper out of turn number 2. Sean Ward going to lead Parks into turn number 3. Those two have really separated themselves from the rest of the field. Nearly a straightaway. Separate them, and 3rd spot. It's still Ward into turn number 1 out front in the 889, the WW Body sponsored entry. Picking up the win last night in the Pure Stock main event, looking to double up here in 2018. Showing he's going to be one to contend with. There's a shot in the shorts. James Parks, a little bit of a nudge, a great save by Ward. Sean Ward with a heck of a save in the 889. I don't know if it was intentional, but Parks definitely making contact. Sean Ward, your leader by about 2 car lengths that time at the line. James Parks backing well out of the throttle after that contact in turn number 3. Parks trying to reel him back in. I believe that time we crossed at 11, so that's going to give him 7. This should be 12 and 6 right here. 12 down and 6 to go for Sean Ward. The lead a little bit smaller that time. Maybe a car length, maybe a little bit less. We're going to be coming up on the 46 of Chris Vincent. No, Chris makes the hard right turn off the speedway. The 46 back to the pit area. Here comes Parks again in turn number 3. Gonna miss it that time as well and lose a little bit of ground as the car pushes wide off the exit of 4. Snug through the transition for Parks that time through 3 and 4. That cost him all the ground he had just made up on Ward in the 889. Sean Ward once again, your leader out of turn number 4. Parks in second, Carter is third. Jerry Walters has made his way up to 4th. Hector Aguirre now side by side with Joshua Sewell for 5th on the racetrack. Aguirre on the bottom in turn number 1. Sewell going to slide up the racetrack. He'll lose 5th. Tucks back down to the line right in front of Jamie Deere. Sewell back to 6th. Deere in 7th. It's Bobby Jack, Stephen Danielson, Trice Hermes, and Zachary Courtney rounding out the field. Sean Ward can't get too comfortable. Every lap has to be perfect. The 33 JP is fast on the racetrack tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Ward doing everything he can to keep him back there. About a 2.5 car length that time, maybe 3 car length lead at the line. Laps are ticking away. The white flag in Kevin's hand right now. This should be 2 to go this time by. We'll be getting the white flag next time out of turn number 4. It's still Ward out front. Parks in second. Carter is third. Walters is 4th. Aguirre rounds out the top 5. Down the back chute. Into turn 3. Ward with about 2 to 3 car lengths over James Parks. Parks closes the gap on the entrance, but then Ward just gaps him on the exit once again. It's the white flag of the air. One more lap for Sean Ward. James Parks knows he's got to go, and he's got to go now. Right up on the bumper out of turn number 2. Parks with one more shot at it coming into 3. Is he going to take it? Yeah, he'll take it. Another shot in the shorts, but Ward going to hang on to it and win a nail-biter. Parks in second. Carter is third. Walters 4th. And Hector Aguirre rounding out the top 5. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Pure Stock main event in the books. Green flag coming out this time out of turn number 4, ladies and gentlemen. 20 cars for 20 laps. We're going green. And Flanagan with a great jump off the bottom of row number 1. He's going to lead the field into turn 1, but the car gets snug through the middle. Here comes Edward Oaks to take the lead off the bottom of 2. Oaks to the top spot. Flanagan back to second. Heffling in third. It's Whitmire in 4th. Also snug through the middle. Cody Leonard rounds out the top 5. Look at J.R. Owen right through the middle of God and everybody. David Shurey off the pace. At the top of the racetrack, Shurey going to slide all the way to the back of the pack, possibly make the hard right turn off the speedway, this time down the back chute. Problems for the DNSS Construction sponsored number 38. Meanwhile, with now 2 laps in the books, it's Edward Oaks out of Cuero, Texas, your leader. Hunter Flanagan in second spot, looking to the inside of turn number 2. Not going to be enough this time around. It's still Oaks out front as Shurey leaves the speedway off the back chute, and Flanagan drives it in deep into turn number 3. On the top side of the racetrack, might as well be a modified that time. Flanagan with a ballsy move on the outside, not going to be enough this time around. It's still Oaks out front, but Flanagan's hungry, and here comes the Myersville Rocket. Showtime. Shane Heffling in the 89C in third. We've got problems in turn number 2. It's the 314 of Michael Brown, and it looks like the 148 of Max Callis. Max Callis going to get the 148 machine pointed in the right direction. He'll tag on the back of the field. The lights are out. Edward Oaks going to lead him to it. This time out of 4. The 99 sets the pace. The 99 starts the race. Hunter Flanagan choosing the outside line. Maybe he found something in the 58C machine. He made a good move on the top of the racetrack. Let's see if he does it again. Shane Heffling in third spot. Tanner Whitmire there in 4th. Last night's feature winner charged into the front. We're back underway. 3 down and 17 to go, and there goes Flanagan around the outside, hanging on to the second spot. But look, oh, we've got a big one over in turns 1 and 2. Turns 1 and 2. Edward Oaks with a great move on the first lap out of turn number 2. The green flag is back out, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back underway. Still 3 laps down and 17 to go as Edward Oaks leads the field into turn number 2. Or into turn number 1, out of turn 2. Looks like everybody going to make it unscathed through the first set of corners. Oaks still your leader. Here comes Flanagan in second spot, though. Hunter has found something on the top side of the racetrack, and it's kind of beating and banging Marcus Maklicek and Cody Leonard. Really rough and tumble through turns 3 and 4. Shane Heffling in fourth spot. Tanner Whitmire, last night's feature winner, has found his way up to third. Joel Garcia rearranging the tractor tires at the bottom of 1 and 2, but will stay green. And it's side by side for second spot. Tanner Whitmire charging hard towards the front, door to door with Hunter Flanagan through turns 1 and 2. Flanagan has really got some drive off the top side of the racetrack, a nose ahead into turn number 3. Flanagan carrying an immense amount of speed through turns 3 and 4. Hangs on to that second spot. Whitmire back to third. It's still Oaks out front. Flanagan is second. Tanner Whitmire now going to the high side of the racetrack. Maybe he's going to find something in the 101. I don't think so. Loses lots of ground on Flanagan in the 58C. Hunter Flanagan really coming alive on the top side of the racetrack. Slowly closing the gap on your leader, Edward Oaks. Flanagan would love nothing more to pick up a win here in 2018. He's got one to his credit last season in limited modified competition. Here comes Shane Heffling on the bottom after Whitmire tagging the wall down the back chute. Heffling to third. Whitmire back to fourth with a crossover move, though. Tanner Whitmire on the bottom of the racetrack takes the third spot back out of 4. Some good racing here in the limited modified feature tonight. We've got another good battle for fifth still with Marcus Maklicek and Cody Leonard. Maklicek with a good run off the bottom of turn number 2. Going to pull alongside Leonard down the back chute into 3. Jumping back up front, the lead is all but gone out of turn 4. Oaks stretches it out down the front stretch. Flanagan really coming alive on the top side of the racetrack, but Oaks got good drive off the bottom of turn 2 that time around. Flanagan closing the gap once again, coming into turn number 3, trying to use the momentum around the high side of the racetrack to his advantage. Those two starting to pull away from Whitmire. Tanner Whitmire, last night's feature winner, sitting in third spot right now. He's coming under fire from the Myersville Rockets. Showtime. Shane Heffling in the 89C. Now, Maklicek makes the move down the back chute out of 2 for fifth spot. Cody Leonard back to 6th. Marcus Maklicek up to 5th. It's Caleb Hudgens in 7th. Dustin Butcher in 8th. And I tell you what, here comes Hudgens underneath Cody Leonard. Caleb Hudgens goes around in turn number 1. Hudgens had made the move on Cody Leonard for 6th on the racetrack, was trying to pick up 5th going into turn number 1. The car just let go, and the young man in the 10 machine, the high school senior from Robstown, Caleb Hudgens, just losing the handle. Eleven laps complete, ladies and gentlemen. 9 to go for the limited modifieds. Green light is out. The flag will be out right about now. We're back underway. And Flanagan with a good jump off the bottom of that first double file row. Pulls alongside Edward Oaks, but Oaks with great drive off of turn 2. Oh, Heffling has some problems. Shane Heffling shuffles back about 2 spots. He'll fall back to 6th on the racetrack. Maklicek and Leonard both go by. The 89C shuffling backwards. Here comes Dustin Butcher. They get together out of turn 4. Rubbing down the front stretch. Butcher slams him into the wall. Dustin Butcher bouncing off the inside of the 89C. Shane Heffling losing several spots. We're 3 wide about mid-pack. It's Caleb Hudgens, J.R. Owen. Owen goes around as, oh, wow. Big problems in turn 4. J.R. Owens went around. The 89C of Shane Heffling went around. Caleb Hudgens gets collected. Chuck Perry gets collected. And Max Callis. "13 laps complete, ladies and gentlemen. 7 laps to go. Edward Oaks been taking them to school all race long. 7 laps to go. The green light is out. We're going to be getting the green flag this time out of turn number 4. And we're back at it. Green flag is out. Oaks leads him to 1. And Tanner Whitmire that time with a great jump off the outside. Oh, and Oaks gets snug on the entrance. Hunter Flanagan grabs the tractor tire. He's going to lose 3 spots. Here comes Marcus Maklicek on the inside. Picks up 2 spots going through turns 1 and 2. And too much speed through turn 3 and 4. What a great save by the young man in the 03 machine. He'll lose 2 more spots, but Tanner Whitmire going to slide up to 2nd spot. Here comes Cody Leonard in the inside for 3rd. Marcus Maklicek up to 4th. Hunter Flanagan back to 5th after grabbing a tractor tire in turn 2. Your leader is still Edward Oaks, just on cruise control, smooth as glass around South Texas Speedway. Whitmire, last night's feature winner, was the fastest car on the racetrack until Edward Oaks showed up. Oaks is putting on a clinic here in a limited modified main event, has led every lap so far, and leads yet another. 2nd spot, Tanner Whitmire. 3rd is Cody Leonard. Then it's Marcus Maklicek and Hunter Flanagan rounding out the top 5. Dustin Butcher, Ray Shulman, 6 and 7 right now. They're side by side. Give the nod to Shulman out of 2. That's for 6th on the racetrack. Shulman up to 6th. Butcher back to 7th in the 90K machine. Craig Oaks just riding it out. Michael Pesic taking the scenic route to the bottom of turns 1 and 2, right in front of God and everybody. Here comes Chuck Perry on the bottom of the racetrack. Gonna take the spot away. White flag in Kevin's hands. We should be getting it this time out of turn number 4. Edward Oaks with nearly a straightaway advantage over Tanner Whitmire. Whitmire was looking to double up in 2018. I don't know that that's going to happen with 1 more lap, 2 more shots, but a straightaway behind right now as we cross the line for the next and last time. The penultimate lap here at South Texas Speedway, almost halfway over as Edward Oaks cruises into turn number 3 for the final time, and out of 4, he's looking at a face full of double checkered flags. Edward Oaks gonna take the win. 2nd spot will be Whitmire. Then it's Leonard, Maklicek, and Flanagan rounding out the top 5. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? One more time, make some noise for Mr. Edward Oaks taking